ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's good to see you all. There's so many people already in chat chatting away, and have been for the last half an hour. Oh, this lighting shows off my cheekbones. Who am I trying to kid? How are we all doing? Hope we're doing okay. Let's see who we've got first before we start to chat. So we have got Kim. Wow, in at 5 p.m. Nice to see you, Kim. We've got Rob, Tanji, Ishi, Eva, Richard. What was that noise? Ellie. What is that? Oh, I need to close that. Just bear with me. Quit. It's my Teams, Microsoft Teams. This is my time now. We've got Claire, Caroline. Who else have we got? Sandra and Zane. Good to see you, Zane. Scott. Hello, Scott. Sorsha. Chris. Hello, Chris. Naomi. Hello, Naomi. And we have our Jamie. Hi, Jamie. And Neem. Hello, Neem. Nancy. And Gillian. Tycon. Isabel. Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Is she? I think I've said you already, is she? I forget. No, must go make a brew. Yes, hope you've all got a brew. We've got John T, Eva, Lottie, and Lowen Life Designs, C-Cat, Diane, Crooks Nook, and we have Celia, Aquarius Owl, Maharet, Gruen. Good to see you, Gruen. It's been a while. Hope you're keeping all right. Oi, oi, there's RL. Good to see you too. And Jackie. They came in at the same time, but the shouting, Simon's on, up the stairs. Who else? Anne and Ness, Amanda, and we have Kimberly. Becca, hey up our Becca, and Raven Glands, Cell, Grace the Tarot Voyager. It's a nice channel name. Emily, Sparkle, Sparkling Seer, and Lightning Equus, Vic Z. You probably say Vic Z. Have I covered everyone? Fur Tarot Official, Emily, Deja Blue, Emily Diamond, B Jam, hey up Ben, and Lisa, and I think that's it. I think I've caught up. So how are we doing? It's Monday. Doesn't it come round quick? I mean, the weekend flies by, but Monday seems to come around quicker and quicker. I'm liking this lighting. We're now entering our 3rd week already of lockdown. Can you believe it? Hey up, Connor. All right, slags. Wrong chat. No, you can call us slags in here as well. We don't mind. But yeah, let's just do a bit of a check-in with everybody. How's everybody doing? Beginning of the 3rd week of lock-in. So I hope everybody's keeping on top of things, looking after themselves. I am trying desperately to de-Yuletide. I never managed to take down my decorations before Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Wow. Yeah, over here we've got this kind of suspicion. No, that's not the right word. What do they call it? Superstition. this superstition where if you don't take it down by the 6th of January, you get bad luck for the whole year. Because we're a nation built on superstitions, you know. It goes back to our old roots in Celtic times and pagan times, and, you know, with the superstitions and all that sort of stuff. And we've never really shook them off. Some are really, you know, really laughable when you hear them, but some you just think, oh, because in some ways I think that the universe operates independently from our actions, but in other ways we can influence the universe as well. And it kind of ties in with my quote of the day, which I'll come on to in a minute. But let's just do the check-in first. Hey Justin, how are you feeling now? Hopefully you're on the mend. My niece, actually, she's only 16, and she got her first job working in a nursery looking after preschool years, and she's got COVID. So she lives at home with her older sister and my sister and husband, and she's having to isolate in the bedroom completely. I mean, she's 16, she's relatively healthy, so it's just like a bad cold for her. But my sister's classed as CEV, so clinically extremely vulnerable. So we're all a little bit anxious about that. But she's in her bedroom. Food and water is left outside the door. If she needs to go to the bathroom, she lets them know by communicating through Alexa inside the house. And I looked then because I thought I'd ever set her off. And then after they've gone, my brother-in-law goes up and sprays and sanitizes everywhere. But yeah, it's getting bad, isn't it? Well, hello. Almost forgot a US holiday today. So today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm still awake from not going to sleep, as in you didn't sleep last night. The Sparkling Sea, I'm great, but we're not on lockdown. You're Sweden, aren't you? I've had enough now of lockdown, desperate to go to the shops. I know, but we're not anywhere near halfway through this lockdown yet, Richard. So we're going to have to put up with it for a little bit longer. Our learners that are coming in are getting really frustrated now as well. But we're trying to get them to understand that, you know, short-term pain, long-term gain and all that. Copious amounts of coffee and trying to function. I am not awake enough yet, says Jamie. My collection of hoodie and sweaters has increased over. Yeah, get those baggy clothes on. I could always, there was a meme that went round not long ago, well, a few months ago now, after the first lockdown, saying that because we all, let's face it, during the first lockdown, when it was, you know, not a mockdown, a proper lockdown, and we was all locked inside for like 3 months, that we all kind of stayed in our pajamas, didn't we? And then what a shock it was when you had to get back and put your normal clothes on. It's like, breathe in. 6th of Jan in Italian is Little Christmas, so we don't take our decks down to the day after. That's interesting. Maybe the have all the decorations cleared before January the 6th is a holdover from Catholicism. It's the 12th night. It's classed as the 12th night. So then you should take your decorations down. You shouldn't take them down earlier or later. Personally, mine generally come down before Christmas Eve, probably the day after Boxing Day. Because once Christmas is done and that kind of magic and sparkle is over with, I don't want to keep putting my lights on every night, because it's like, I don't know. I love putting the I've only got like branches, you've seen them, but I love putting them up because it's the advent of Christmas coming. So when it's done, it's not the same, is it? That excitement isn't there. Oh, I'm such a child. Good news is Stephen has managed to stay negative, so that is good. And Sparkling Sea had COVID without feeling sick at all. Yeah, it's just hit and miss, isn't it? You don't know how it's going to affect people. Some people, was talking to a lady the other day. You know, in her words, she says, I smoke like a chimney, I drink like a fish, I'm morbidly obese, I've got a stressful job, I got COVID. She said, and it just felt like a bad hangover. Whereas statistically, I should have been, you know, a lot worse. And then there are fit and active people who are in terrible shapes or don't survive. So you just don't know. Yes, you're in Sweden. I thought you was, yeah. It's very depressing. Yeah, but we just have to paint on that smile and get through it together, don't we? Just looking for caps. Oh, January 13th. Wow, you keep yours up for a while in Sweden. And are you the same as Norway, where you celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve? Because one of my oldest friends is Norwegian, is in a place called Skien, not far from Oslo. And their big day is Christmas Eve. They open the presents and everything on Christmas Eve. Tree is still up, not decorated, but I can't get the box out myself. Right. Well, that's understandable then, if you can't get your box out. If I'm not in scrubs, I'm in pajamas. Not sure I know how to dress anymore. Who does? I've got shorts on, pajama shorts, and just a jumper I used to wear for work, and now I don't. I miss my crowded city centre. Yes, I do. See, I'm a city dweller, like Bijam. We dwell in the same city, but it's just not. It's not the same. And this morning, I like to bring some skinny lattes into work for me and a colleague, because I get to work for about 7:15. And on the app, it said all the coffee shops are open at 7. I traipsed the city centre this morning until I found a coffee shop open. In fact, I didn't get to work till about 20 to 8 because I was walking miles trying to find a coffee shop because I wanted a coffee to start my day off. Get them pins out, lad. They are out. They're out. I'm not going to show you them because that would be weird. I live in pajamas now. Yeah, they're so comfy though, aren't they, Heidi? I love comfortable, baggy clothes. And especially jumpers in winter. I wore my Christmas jumper the other day because I thought every year I wear a Christmas jumper for the live that I do with Jennifer Ball and then Christmas Day until about 2 o'clock when I'm red hot, and then I change into a Christmas t-shirt. So I thought I'm wearing a jumper for like 5 hours maximum every year and I never wear it again. So I thought, I was cold the other day. It was before they came and fixed the heating. I wore my Christmas jumper with my pajama bottoms on. It's weird going to the vet clinic once a week. I changed out my sweats and put my jeans on and felt very dressy. At least they still fit. I can't get into my jeans anymore. I've had to get some chinos that stretch. I shall start working on an insulated garbage bag, Parker. It's cold here in Canada, but I'm too lazy to put on 7 layers of clothes. Yeah, it just get cold in Canada though, doesn't it? From what I hear, I've never been. I'm starting to hate mine. I would love to dress up. I've got stretch chinos. I don't think you need them, Bijam, like I do. Oh dear. But anyway, so it's good to see you all here. Shall we have quote of the day? Oh, that's a nice coffee. Trying to organise my year abroad for college is doing my head in. Oh, you're doing an exchange? What country are you going to, Connor? I'm back to running, so that helps. I can't run. What about your drain pipe work leggings? Who are you talking to? Elle? Who's drain pipe work leggings? I don't have drain pipe work leggings. Don't think. Becca's got leggings and t-shirt. See, women get away with wearing leggings. Oh, I'd look terrible in leggings. Oh, the thought. I've depressed myself. Hi, Simon and everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hello, June. Good to see you. How are you doing? My jeans must have stretched with me. They still fit. Totally forgotten how to apply makeup and putting on my glad rags. But loving my trackies. Yeah. Happy Dance. My Lightseers Tarot arrived and I love it. Have you bought the indie or the mass market, Billy? Stop, Simon. You would not look terrible in leggings. Come on, Sandra. I know we're friends and everything, but honesty. I started 2020 on medical leave. Starting February. I was quarantining before was in style. Yeah. Oh, Connor's looking to go to France. Nice. I've only ever been to France once. It was Brittany. It was nice. I enjoyed it. Love to go to Paris. Look at Silo leggings, Simon. They are urban ethnic. You might like them. I don't know. I just don't think they would. Yeah, I can't see me in leggings. Hay House version of Lightseers. Cool. Have they been out of stock then for a while? All right. So let's have our quote of the day. Now, this is a really easy one because I did the quote of the days last week and nobody got them. So I'm doing this one so it's really, really easy to follow. So it is, what goes around comes around. That's the quote. Fatigue. What goes around comes around. Wow, everybody's stumped. Yay! Nancy, Chris, and Jackie got it. Yeah, it's the Wheel of Fortune. So, I mean, what goes around comes around is... When I talk about karma, now most people know that I've got, you know, part of my path is following Buddhism, but actually karma kind of exists in every religion, but it's referred to as different things. So even in Christianity, which doesn't talk about karma explicitly, it will say things like you reap what you sow, and things like that. So note in the Wheel of Fortune, there are no humans, and that is deliberate because it's saying that the Wheel of Fortune is outside of human influence. Okay. Now, that's where I have a bit of a quandary because, again, depending on what your belief system is, you may believe in a God and therefore, you know, it is God who determines people's luck and misfortune and that sort of thing. You may believe in karma and cause and effect, the law of the universe, it's often referred to, in which case you have some influence over, you know, what happens. Or you may just believe in fate. You might not believe in God or anything. So it depends really what you believe in, whether you believe in God, karma, or fate. But I was thinking about this, what goes around comes around, because my belief is that nothing is beyond our influence, okay? And it took me a long time to be comfortable with that because some terrible things happen. But I believe that we can, and this is when I said, we was touching on this earlier when I said about, how did I word it? Something about the universe operating independently of our actions. In some ways, I think it does, you know, but everything can be traced back. So, and somebody mentioned last week about the butterfly effect, You know, a butterfly flapping its wings can cause a tornado the other part of the world. You know, a butterfly flaps its wings, knocks a leaf off a branch, the branch hits the water, causes a ripple, etc. So the Wheel of Fortune, for me, what goes around comes around. What it allows us to do, it frees us from, you know, things like revenge is something that springs to mind. You know, if you believe in the Wheel of Fortune or karma or fate, then you believe and trust that the universe takes care of things. And, you know, for every action is a reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. So we live our lives, or I particularly talking about myself, I live my life in accordance with that, knowing that, you know, things, I don't have to be bitter. I don't have to be angry at other people's actions towards me. I don't have to be consumed with revenge, because what goes around comes around. So that was my quote for the day. Forgiveness is a big one, and you know, we can be altruistic and say, oh, I forgive, but actually from a selfish point of view as well, forgiveness sets you free, because when you forgive, and people often talk about forgiving and forgetting, and they're very different things, but when you forgive, you're freeing yourself from having any sort of unpleasant thoughts, any sort of toxins in you, because you've let it go. And any sort of resentment, bitterness or anger towards people, you know, it's, as it cliched, that saying about, you know, drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. All we're doing is having that negative energy inside our body, and that manifests, you know, that manifests in ulcers and heart problems and everything else. So let it go. At end of the night, it is what it is. I like the lettering, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, well, Diane, that's Pixie's handwriting, her calligraphy. Lessons need to be learned sometimes, and honestly, sometimes some unpleasant situation can really be freeing, like the Tower card. Yeah, and it never feels like it when we're in that moment, when we're living the Tower experience. It's not until we're at a certain point into the future and we reflect back that we realize that even that was a very pleasant experience, you know, we've grown as a result of it. We've learned things as a result of it. Our soul is evolving and we're taking on those lessons. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes our life is in a better position having gone through something like that. You know, I know at the back end of 2018, my life was a massive Tower moment. Personal life, professional life, you know, and I took a massive gamble by taking a redundancy package and traveling around and just not even thinking when my next paycheck was going to come, whether I was going to get a job or anything, you know, and off I went, and it paid out, thankfully. And now when I look back, even though it was a difficult time, I just feel that I'm in such a better place as a result of it. Hi, Jen. Nice to see you. There are things that at the end of the day, I cannot forgive. So I just cut the entire negative. Yes. And that's fine as well. Because, you know, again, somebody might not want forgiveness. So how can you forgive somebody? Because to say I'm going to forgive someone kind of suggests that that person is asking for forgiveness and you're there to give it. But if somebody doesn't want forgiveness, then all you can do is exactly what Aquarius Owl said, is just, okay, well, you know, I'm not carrying this anymore. You know, the way that you are making me feel. I'm not taking it upon myself. Your negativity, your toxicity is not going to, impact on my well-being or in my life anymore. So you have to cut that tie and, let it go. But the important thing then is, once you've done that, is to not allow that person or the situation to rent space in here. You've got to free yourself from it as much as you can. 2015 was a tower year for me. I think and it's, like I say, it's horrible when you go through it. 19 was a tower year for me. Yeah. Malamia says those are such big decisions. Always felt scary at the time. And the thing is, Malamia, because I'd been through 5 rounds of redundancy over so many years, about as many years, and the turmoil and the worry was, really starting to affect me. And actually, I lived in constant fear of being out of work, because I was out of work in 2001 through health reasons, and it took me 3 years to get back into work, and I just didn't want to go back there. So every time redundancies and restructures and everything else was announced, I used to be in this tight chest pain and anxious about it, worrying and doing what we talked about last week, where the false experiences appearing real, where we just imagine a future and it's going to be dire. And this was so suffocating that actually, when it happened again and I made the decision, no, I'm not doing this anymore. What's my package? And off I went. The sense of freedom. Yes, at the back of my mind, I was thinking, this money is not going to last forever, maybe a year. It's not going to last forever, but then what? And I just thought, future's in the future. I'm living in the moment. I've got an enormous sense of freedom. And like I say, it paid off. I was lucky, because it doesn't always pay off for people, but things happen, and eventually we get back on track. We have to put ourselves in rhythm, don't we, with the universe, and go with the flow sometimes, and trust is a big thing. Yes, I like that. Ayushi, is that how you say your name? Ayushi K. 2019 was a sort of a tower year for me, but 2020 was a year of growth. Absolutely. And they tend to follow on in that way. I missed the exact quote, but I get the gist. Sounds like a good one. It was an easy quote. It was, what goes around comes around, and was talking about the law of karma, cause and effect, and the fact that, that's not exclusive to Eastern philosophies and religions, that they all kind of talk about it, even Christianity, with things like you reap what you sow. And the fact that there's no humans in the Tower card, which is one of the few, a 3 of Swords, but it's one of the few cards in the Tower that doesn't have humans in it. And that's purposely to illustrate that sometimes things are outside of human control. And then we talked about, depending on your belief system, whether you believed in God, karma, or fate, that we can still influence things by how we live our lives and by the causes that we make. That was it in a nutshell, Jen. Just bringing you up to speed there. I see Naomi's. Oh, Mendy. Hello, Mendy. Mendy missed it too. Melissa said, the fear of being out of work you're describing is literally how I spend every April and May. When you're a teacher in my state, that's when contract renewals are. It sucks so much. I get it. And it sounds pretty much like education in the States is pretty similar to how education is here, in terms of, lots of colleges and schools restructure. Luckily, the organisation I've worked for hasn't had to do that since I've been there. There is only so long you can live underneath the sword of Damocles. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Sooner or later, that thread is going to snap, you know, so we prepare for it, you know, or move ourselves from that situation. You know, if you're sitting there under the sword of Damocles dangling over your head and that thread is going to snap, what we're going to do really, we're going to remove ourselves from the situation. So I really appreciate that. I'm facing an extremely difficult time in my job. I need to make decisions. Thank you so much. Totally relate. And whatever decision you make, because I'm sure you'll think it through and plan it out, eventually, even though there'll be perhaps some tricky times, eventually you'll look back and think that was the right thing to do. Mendy went through that in 2002. After 9/11, my company went under and I was laid off. And it's awful, isn't it? Pregnant with twins. Oh, gosh. Nice recap. Simon, my father would say time heals all wounds and time will wound all heals. I like that. I've heard the first part of that quote, Caroline, but I've not heard the second. I like it. 1991 was a massive tower moment. After a divorce, I ended up with a home and deeply in debt. 1992, so the year after, was a year of poverty and worry and so much creativity and freedom. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Deck of the day. Deck of the day today is the Ancestral Path Tarot. This is the US Games version. It was re-released 2 years ago, I want to say, although this deck has been around since 1996, would you believe, in some forms. Beautiful deck. Bit disappointed about the box. It would have been, because this is such a gorgeous deck, it would have been nice to have had a nice solid 2-part box or something. I really want this deck. I think it's still available. I mean, this is a mass market. Oh, the Fool has dropped out. It's a mass market deck. It is huge. So Julia Chukia, I think, or Kuchia Watts, Julia Kuchia Watts, probably completely butchering that. And the text is by Tracy Hoover. You do get a little white book with it. You're using your 1990s version right now. That's the one with kind of like an ornate frame around the images, isn't it? It's borderless now, and the cards are really large, really large. So let me do a comparison. Oh, throwing things everywhere, as per usual. You can see the size difference. Look at that. It's just like a bit brighter than normal. It is. I was like sitting there thinking, this light's bright. So it's a really large deck. Oh, I'm glad you was happy with your card stock, Billy. Yeah, mine is the tiny card version. There's a tiny card version. All right, Sandra. What Sandra said. I have this one, huge cards, but I like big ones. Oh, Sandra, you are a minx. You're getting worse. Okay, so it comes with a title card. These are the backs, which is beautiful. I guess it's the moon, but to me it just looks like an oyster, pearl or something like that. And then you get a little description card, which says the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julie Kuchia Watts threads together the diverse beliefs of various cultures in order to find commonalities of experience between them. It examines the traditions of the ancestors through mythology to reclaim a personal spirituality that enables us to perceive the divine in ourselves and others. The Ancestral Path Tarot emphasizes the living tradition of all human cultures for us to factor into the world. For us to factor into our worldview, sorry. The deck portrays paths created by ancestors of different times and cultures for our consideration. And yeah, particularly when we get to the minors, each of the minor suits follows a different cultural path. So we've got wands, which is Egyptian and African cultures. Swords is ancient Japan. Cups is Arthurian England. So all that Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur legends and stuff like that. And the Pentacles, which is referred to as sacred circles, is snow-covered kind of Native American Indian lifestyles. And so it begins, oh matron. Yes, you lot, smut. Absolute smut. So, huge cards, problem for some people. I didn't realise you'd get a smaller version. That would be quite nice. But what is lovely is because they're borderless, the artwork is absolutely stunning. So this is our Fool. And the Fool is reading the Ancestral Path Tarot. You can see by the backs, look, on the cards that are spread out on the table. So is it the Everyday Witch that does that as well? Quite a traditional looking, traditional as in the RWS magician, the as above, so below, the table with the representing each of the minors. The smaller version is out of print. Mine was printed in 1995. Oh, not 1996, Jamie. Because when I read the little book, it said first printed in 1996. Beautiful, beautiful High Priestess. Do it like that, you can see it better. Because if I come closer, you get like light reflected on it, which is beautiful. The Empress. The Emperor. Artwork is gorgeous, isn't it? I like the fact we have a female Hierophant. It is Bijan, it's gorgeous. Here's our Lovers, which is, you've got the two trees, the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. So it's very sort of Garden of Eden, and there's the serpent beguiling them. I love that we have the lions for the Chariot. Try not to get a glow, but it's quite difficult. Justice. They're not numbered, so you can switcheroo if you wanted to. Just check, copyright says 1995. Well, there you go. Love the Hermit. Look at the Hermit, which was Playdate card this week. But look at the light emanating from his hand. Because normally, you know, the Hermit is carrying that lantern with the light from the star. Here's the star in the sky. And then the light is just emanating from his hand. It's just beautiful. Back in the warm now. Welcome back, Becca. The Wheel of Fortune, which we've just been talking about. look at strength. Strength is just beautiful. Really gorgeous. That gives it a bit more light like that. Lush Hermit, yeah, it is. The Hanged Man is the hanged one. Now talk about suspension. Death is incredible. I love this depiction of death. She's on this new shore look with the boat representing that passage. And then she's found this skull. You can also, I believe, I don't know if it's still in print, but you can buy a separate book to go with this. I'd love to try and get hold of it because I don't think, from what I remember, the little white book tells you too much, really. By Connor. I don't think it gives you the artist's description. But yeah, you just basically get little paragraphs. No, it just gives you kind of a meaning of death rather than a description of the image. But as I say, I remember seeing somewhere that you can buy Loves by Connor. Temperance is gorgeous as well. And look at the devil. How immense is that? You've got this devil's face here, and then there they are chained. They're turning away from each other. The tower. Talked a lot about our tower moments tonight. The star. The moon is gorgeous. The little guy there, look. Best way to do it without getting too much of a reflection. Sun. Great Judgment. And the world is just the world. It's our planet. Beautiful. So, swords is ancient Japan. Because remember, each sword follows a different culture in history. So, ancient Japan. And the courts are princess, prince, king, and queen, which I quite like that. That's beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous. 10. How beautiful. Look at the blossom, the cherry blossom. Raven Morning Glory. My favourite card is the Two of Swords. Well, I can see why you like the Two of Swords. Just seeing it. There's the Two of Swords. It is stunning. And then the wands, which is called staves here, is it's a combination of Egyptian and African cultures. So we have the king. Oh, she's gorgeous. Another to go on the list. Billy says, no safe, not one for me. I think it is beautiful, really beautiful. Simon just ordered it from Amazon, $20. I know it's not an expensive one. And for the quality, the cardstock is amazing. Beautiful size, stunning images. And it is a popular one, you know. It's been around for 25 years. And this is its latest iteration. Jamie says the difference between the outer print and the newly released is a refreshing of the art color. The outer print feels ancestral in coloration. This version is very pretty and I might get for an oracle. So when you say ancestral in coloration, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Is it more kind of muted color tones? Is it kind of like got like a vintage vibe? So then we have the cups, and the cups is, you know, the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur. So it's Arthurian England. And there's King Arthur. The Queen, Guinevere. The Prince. Oh, the Princess is stunning. Look at that. Look. Oh, I need to get this better. Look how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. And the 10 of Cups with a rainbow over Camelot. Look at the stone circle. It's Merlin. I'm assuming. I've got to try and get a book. The book, I should say. Look at that, the 2 of Cups. It's even got the winged lion engraved into the marble behind. And the ace is beautiful. And then the Pentacles is called, as I said, the Sacred Circles. And this is American Native Indian lifestyles. Lots of snowy scenes. I love her face. Look at the 10. Little reservation, look. Oh, it's beautiful. The 6. But even when you think about this as the 5 of Pentacles, these 2 people, look how their little TP is away from all the others. The feeling excluded on the outside. 4 of Circles. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And then the ace. I sent you a photo of comparison. Thank you, Jamie. That'll be interesting to see. So, yeah, deck of the day today was the Ancestral Path Tarot. Been around for many years, but as I say, last couple of years it's been in this format. Big borderless, beautiful artwork, available on Amazon and places like that, and it's not too expensive for the quality of the deck. Let's have a look at some of your comments before we wrap up, see if I've missed anything. That's where Connor went, so I remember seeing Connor go. The difference between... oh no, I've read that. I saw that, so I haven't missed that. Jamie says, yes, vintage. It feels old. Ness, not for me either. Awaiting Dame Darcy's Mermaid deck and pre-ordered the Harmony Nice and Supernatural deck, so I have to put my bank account on lockdown as well. The Centennial Borderless, he loves it. Oh, you got it for it. Is his brother, your brother's 40th birthday? So you bought in the Centennial Borderless. Wow. Oh, that's random. Where are we? By June. Simon, the cup suit is one of the reasons for me getting this deck. Love everything with Camelot and King Arthur. Was someone here looking for the Tildwick Tarot? I'm not sure. Okay, I've caught up. So yeah, that's the deck of the day, folks. So some people like it and others not too sure. I missed the prior discussion, so that was a funny statement to come in on. What did you come in on? I was shocked at how much underwear went into that bin. I don't know either what conversation was happening there with Tammy Pie. Hi, Jonathan. We're just finishing. We're just coming to the end. So, all right. Let's have a card pull then. Let's see what we get today. I had to miss the deck of the day. Hope everyone enjoyed. Oh, are you busy today, Chris? It was the Ancestral Path Tarot. No, sorry, I keep forgetting, Caroline. The thing is, you know, on lives, I will see everybody's messages and things like that, and then I forget. So I still haven't had a look at that tarot. We are just talking about cleaning out the closet and drawers, as you do. That's one of the chores that I really don't like doing, is clearing out drawers and closets. That's so much more innocent than it sounds. All right, so a card for us to focus on. Ooh. We've got the significance, which is taken from the Four of Wands. So the significance. I mean, when I I have to be careful because I have to remember that I'm reading an oracle card and not translating the Four of Wands. But yeah, something significant to plan and prepare for. Maybe now's the time to set those kind of goals, set them down, write them down, focus on them, plan for them. But it's definitely something that's going to be of major importance in our life, that will provide stability and security that we might be seeking. So if we're feeling a little bit sort of unsteady, a little bit shaky, then now is the time to plan that event or whatever it is that you're planning on achieving that will give you that sense of stability and security. Maybe it's a wedding, maybe it's a trip somewhere, maybe it's looking to find somebody that you've lost contact with, but a significant event that will help you find that security and stability. So what I would say is that it's definitely a time to plan things, but also when we think of the word significant, we can find things of significance even in the mundane. So if we think about looking for signs and omens and symbols, if we're looking for that sort of direction, you know, there are significant things around us that we sometimes overlook. So look for those signs and things within the mundane situation. It doesn't always come. Significant things don't always come with bells and whistles and trumpets sounding. You know, sometimes it's around us and we just don't always recognize them. Always think of this card as the wedding, not marriage. Always think of this card as wedding, not marriage. Oh, so like the event rather than the institution of marriage or the long-lasting kind of partnership. Yeah, so like the event. But you know, weddings, they should be pretty significant, shouldn't they? Because they symbolize quite a lot. Clean house makes clean stable. My house is upside down right now. I think Tammy passed still on about a knicker drawer. Charity shops are seen as essential shops here. You guys are just talking about knicker drawers and shopping and anyway, I've been on for an hour, so it was nice to touch base with everybody, to see everybody here. And what I would say as well is when I do, Simon says do, when I do decks of the day, instead of me always trying to think of something, if there is a deck that you know that I've got, or even if you don't and you inquire and I've got it, that you want to see and have a look at, then this is for you as well. So do let me know if there's a particular deck that you want. Before I go as well, I just want to see if I've missed any Facebook comments, because I've only had the YouTube open. There's a Facebook user saying thank you, so you're very welcome. I can't see any others, and I've scrolled back quite a bit. So yeah, so thank you everybody for being here, for connecting, for chatting and sharing. It's just lovely, and what's really heartwarming is to see you all in the chat. Sacred circle, please. Be careful what you ask for, Becca. I've got no qualms at all doing a walk through a sacred circle, and I can show the big book. Simon, did you ever get that labyrinth deck from? No, it never came. Never came. And about 3 months later, they took it off, saying we don't know when we're going to be able to fulfill this. So never came to me, Tanji. So yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the remainder of your Monday, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy your Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. And until then, go in peace. Look after yourselves. Namaste and blessed be.